Good morning, students. So today's topic is volcano. Now, we know that exogenic and endogenic forces. In the previous class, we have studied that. And in this endogenic forces, where it works, there are three things. That is, in endogenic forces, due to endogenic forces, volcanoes, earthquakes, and landslides takes place. And today we will discuss volcanoes. And due to the sudden movements which originate from within the earth can cause volcanic eruption. And these volcanoes in the ancient times were known as mountain of fire. But actually it is not mountain. Volcano is a vent or an opening of the earth's crust through which the hot molten magma erupts suddenly. It's very, very important. All of you must know that from that vent, suddenly the molten magma erupts. But when this magma reaches the earth's surface, we call it lava. And this erupted materials, lava, consist of in this lava, there are rock fragments, liquid lava, molten magma actually, water, gases, etc. are present. All right. And I have given in the next slide the diagram of the volcano. And that is the same diagram which was given in your book. You will draw this in your copy. And here, the most of the things, the first at the top, you can see in the diagram, gases and ash comes out from the volcanoes. And there, all of you, if you come down in the diagram, you will see that the base is the mantle and crust, and from magma chambers are there. And from there, there is a vent from which the magma erupts. All right, due to sudden movement, the eruption takes place, the magma comes out. And the opening is called the vent, and the vent is connected to Earth's interior through a narrow pipe, which is very well given in your diagram. And the funnel, like at the top, the funnel shape hollow at the top of the cone is called the crater. These two things you must learn, other things you know that this diagram is very simple and very clear. All of you will draw this in your copy so that you can remember it. It's very, very important to know this, the diagram of volcanoes. Now, there are three types of volcanoes: active volcanoes, dormant volcanoes, and extinct volcanoes. Now, what are active volcanoes? Active volcanoes which erupt frequently and throw out lava, gases, ashes, and rocks. And the volcanoes are also called living volcanoes because anytime it can erupt. That's why it is called living volcanoes. Examples I have given: Stromboli and Etna in Italy. There are dormant volcanoes. Dormant volcanoes are those volcanoes which have become quiet after erupting, and these volcanoes do not show any indication of eruption in the near future. And these volcanoes are called the sleeping volcanoes. An example is Vesuvius in Italy again. So examples and dormant and active, dormant which have erupted, but now for the time it is quiet. No eruption in the near future to happen, and that is why it is called the sleeping volcanoes. And extinct volcanoes and have not erupted for hundreds of years, and there is no possibility of any eruption in the future also. And these volcanoes are called the dead volcanoes. And examples are Kilimanjaro in Africa and Rainier in USA. So there are three types of volcanoes: active volcanoes, dormant, and extinct. So all of you remember with examples. Now we will come to the second topic, that is the earthquake. Now, earthquake, that you know that tectonic plates are there. The tectonic forces inside the earth cause vibration, tremors in the earth's crust. And these vibrations are mostly caused by the movement of these tectonic plates. And this vibration or shaking can travel all around the earth. Anywhere it can happen, but these tremors, due to this displacement of these tectonic plates, when there is a sudden displacement and there is a vibration or shaking takes place. The place of origin of an earthquake is called, from where this originates, it is called the focus. And the point on the earth's surface which is vertically above the focus. And you have to understand that inside the earth, where it is actually happening, where it is starts, it is called the focus, the main center from where it originates, where the earthquake takes place. That point is called the focus. But just vertically above the focus, if you see where on the earth's surface, if you come to the earth's surface, it is called the epicenter. And the intensity of an earthquake is maximum at the epicenter. Alright, here I have given again from your book, types of earthquake waves. Now, according to the mode of travel of earthquake waves are classified into three types, that is primary waves, secondary waves, and surface waves. Primary waves, that is called the P waves or push waves, are first to arrive as they are the fastest. And these waves usually travel at a speed of 6 km per second. And these waves cause relatively small displacement. And in secondary waves, the secondary waves or shake waves are the next to arrive, and the rate of movement is less than the P waves, and this waves produces strong shaking action. And the third waves, which are surface waves, are the last to arrive and travel over the surface of the earth. And these waves are very powerful and cause most of the damages. So here these three types of waves are there in the earthquake. You must remember there are primary waves or push waves. This is the fastest which arrives, but the effect is very less and the displacement is very less. Second is the shaking happens in the secondary waves. Due to these waves, the whole shaking in the earthquake happens. And surface waves are the last to arrive and travel over the surface of the earth. And these waves actually creates all the destruction or damage. All right. Now we will go to the last slide. That is that what are the important things in the measurements of earthquake or measuring things of earthquake. The intensity of earthquake waves is measured on the Richter scale. Intensity we check on the earthquake, how much intensity of the earthquake is. It is measured by the Richter scale. All right. The earthquake tremors are recorded by an instrument called seismograph. And the science that deals with earthquake is called the seismology. And the earthquake scientists are called the seismologists. Now the Richter scale ranges from 0 to 9. Alright, 9 is the highest and as 0 is the lowest. 9 an increase in 1 point. Suppose it is 5 to 6, 1 point difference. The Richter scale indicates that the force of the earthquake is 10 times greater than the previous number. Like if it is what I said, that if it is the difference is 5 and between 5 and 6, the intensity is of 10 times greater than the intensity what the Richter scale of 6 or is there. All right. So the earthquake of intensity 6 and above are very destructive. So when there is 3.6, 3.9 or 5 up to 5, 5.5, or there are shaking happens, there are tremors are there, but destructions are not much there. Very less. Some mud house or some such small huts are destructed, but concrete things or concrete infrastructures get destroyed when the intensity is 6 and above. All right, these are the things. So Richter scale, seismograph, seismology, seismologist, all of you learn these things and all the points in this topics. All right. So for now on, thank you.